Ba da 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 da. I'm loving it. Hello world, my name's Jason, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to McDonald's. Everyone knows what McDonald's is. It's probably it definitely is the most popular fast food restaurant that America has, and probably out of the entire world as well. But the thing that most people don't know is how to McDonald's. And the way the McDonald's is set up, it's got the perfect order-taking system, or the most perfect order-taking system available to mankind at this time. But there's always human error, which oftentimes will get in the way. So, in order to more fully make the system efficient, I'm making this video to teach you how to McDonald's. A little bit about myself. I recently quit McDonald's because I realized that the minimum wage payment wasn't really worth the non-fulfilling work, and quite frankly I got pissed off at the fact that nobody else wanted to work there, and they treated the job like a minimum wage paying job, which granted might be fair, but I don't know, I don't like that. I started working at McDonald's, I think in February 2010, whatever. I don't know, I worked there for like a year and a half, and I learned how to do everything. I was even manager for a little bit. Look, here's my name tag. So I pretty much have a general idea of how the system works, and I'm going to pass that knowledge on to you. So, first and foremost is the pre-order. And the thing about the pre-order is it can be done anywhere before your order, anywhere or anytime. So you should really go through this process before you're taking your order. The first thing you should ask yourself is, where am I? Or if you're on the way to McDonald's, where are you going? The answer should be McDonald's. Not Arby's, not Burger King. There's no Whoppers, there's no curly fries. You're going to McDonald's. Now, think about the expectations that you should have then for where you're going. McDonald's. Okay. The next question you need to ask yourself is, who am I? You're not the owner of McDonald's. Most likely, anyway. You're not an employee of McDonald's. Again, most likely. I'm assuming that this is going to be reaching the general public, which most people are not an employee to McDonald's. But you are a customer to McDonald's. You are going to be buying their product. Okay. Next question you have to ask yourself, once you have understood the fact that there might be things that you don't quite understand about McDonald's that are just a part of the system. Next question is, what do I want? It's always good to start out with asking yourself this question so that you can more fully be prepared for the time that comes at the second part of this tutorial, which is the order. Ask yourself, what type of food are you in the mood for? You want chicken? You want a burger? You want a salad? You just want some fries, or do you just want a drink? It's up to you. Then there's the quantity of the food that you want. How much do you want? Not that hard. Then you should really think about the quality of it. If you want a high quality sandwich, it's going to make you want to come back to the place time and time again. Don't go to McDonald's. I don't know. Next question, and the last part of the pre-order, is how do you want the food? Do you want it fast? Do you want it to be customized to your personal likings? The answer to these questions may lead you to going to either inside the lobby to the dine-in, the eat-in, if you will, or going to the drive-thru. Now, McDonald's has certain general goals to meet for both of these options. The general goal for drive-thru is that, depending on the time of the day, it may be more or less than this, every order is completed, and after the order is taken, that the order is fulfilled, paid for, and the customer is on their way out of the restaurant within 90 seconds. It's a pretty big goal. To make food, to give it to the customer, to get them to just pull around the building usually takes more than 90 seconds. Anyway. And then the general goal for dining in is 2 minutes-ish. So, ask yourself, do you need the food right now? Can you really just not wait for it? Do you just not want to get out of the car? Go through the drive-thru. But it is suggested that when you're going through the drive-thru, you don't make customizations to your food. So if you don't like pickles, you ask for a McDouble, then you're going to have to deal with the pickles. The really most important thing about going through the drive-thru is that you give up some flexibility. You might get a wrong order at the price you pay for speed. Anyway, so going on to the most important part of your entire McDonald's experience, the order. This is something that most people never learn how to do in their lives, and they will end up going to McDonald's 2-3 times a week. This is comparable to that guy in Roman stuff that had to push that rock up the hill and watch it fall back down, and then keep pushing it back up and pushing it back down and whatnot. It's a terrible thing to be stuck in, this cycle of not knowing how to give an order. The most important part of your experience is giving this order. If you don't know how to give the order, how will the employees ever meet their 90-second goal? They won't. It's impossible. So that's why I'm going to teach you the general idea, general trend of how to give an order. And there might be certain differences depending on where you're at. But, this is going to be assuming that you're at probably McDonald's that's been built in the last 10 years or so. Which is a fair assumption, I think. Anyway, so the first part of this is an optional part. Many times the order taker will say, "Hey, how's it going? How can I help you?" If they ask you such a question, it's usually polite to listen to what they say and answer the greeting in a short, "I'm fine," and then continue with your order. Something along those lines. Of course, you don't actually have to do that. You could just ignore their question, which, for time's sake, they'll understand. Then you begin your order. By this time, I'm assuming that you have already decided what you want for your order, which I will go into greater detail later on in this tutorial. So, you begin to give them your order, and it's often thought of as correct to give them what you want in terms of your meals first. A meal at McDonald's comes with a sandwich or entree of your choice, which will be on the menu, a medium or large fry, and I don't know, maybe some McDonald's have small meals, but usually it's medium or large, and a drink of size of your choice. Now, you cannot change your fries for apples. Cannot change your fries for another burger or something of the same value in most cases. So don't ask unless you know otherwise. But you can change your drink, which is usually a soda, for a different drink. But you cannot change your drink for an ice cream. Sorry, you're coming to McDonald's. So, when you're giving the meal that you want, you have to start with giving the name or the number and the size of the meal. So Big Mac, that's always number 1. Say you want a Big Mac meal. Say, I want a medium number 1. Always give the size, because if you don't give the size, they will assume that you want the medium. So if they assume that you want the medium, that's a fair assumption. Most people come through, they just want a medium. For time's sake, it's fair. So when you get upset that you wanted a larger meal and they never asked you, that's your own fault. You're supposed to know that. Anyway, so give them the name and the number, or the number. So you can say a medium number 1 or a medium Big Mac meal. Check the screen. They should put it in the computer. Check the screen. Employees, as well as customers, are oftentimes wrong. We are human, we make mistakes. Understand that, and realize that your order might be incomplete or inaccurate if you do not take the time to check to see if the order is correct. So, once you have given the meal that you want, give the customizations for that meal for the entree or the fries. Let's say you want a Big Mac with no mac sauce. Okay. Say, I want a number 1 with no mac sauce. You want no salt on your fries? Okay. Say, I want a number 1, no mac sauce, and no salt on my fries. Then, you tell them the drink that you want. It's important that you give the entree and fry choice first, because those items need to be cooked and or customized to your likings. So, while they insert that customization and your meal choice into the computer, there's already somebody else starting to make that sandwich. Drink choices can wait for last, because more often than not, you're either getting the soda or it's just being popped out of the soda machine for pretty fast. So they can be saved for last. State your drink choice. If it's a soda, then tell them what kind of soda that you want. And of course, that's only when you're going through drive-thru, or when you're at a mall McDonald's or some other McDonald's that tries to rip people off by not giving free refills, and they have the drinks on the other side of the counter, so they have to get them for you. If you're in a lobby where the soda is in the lobby, you don't have to tell them what kind of soda you want, just tell them you want a medium soda, so medium drink. If you want something else, say you want a large chocolate shake, make sure you give them the type of the shake that you want, as well as like mocha frappes. There's mocha frappes, there's caramel frappes, and even now there's a chocolate mocha frappe, chocolate chip thing. Once you have given them the drink choice, give them any customizations for your drink. Say you want a medium Sprite with your Big Mac meal, but you want your medium Sprite to have light ice. I'll be the first to tell you, the more often than not, you're not actually getting light ice in that. It's going to be the regular amount of ice. Because the way that most of the ABS, or automatic beverage systems are set up, you will get the same amount of ice as in a regular drink. It's just the way the program is. It's not the employee's fault as much as it is the store owner's fault. They don't care. Anyway, once you've given your customization for your drink, and again, it is very important that you give your customization right after you give the choice, because oftentimes these these choices will be being made as you finish your order. So if you say, well, I want a Big Mac, and then wait till the end of your order, Big Mac's probably already going to be made if it's within 60 seconds or so as the time that you told them that you wanted the Big Mac, and then you say, oh, I don't want any mac sauce on that Big Mac. They look over at the food tray or the landing zone, and they see the Big Mac's already made. They can't just take the mac sauce off. That's to go make another one for you. You could just be a jerk and not care. That's your choice. Sure. But don't do it. So give the customization as soon as you give the choice. Then check the screen. If you're at a drive-thru, the screen is usually larger than the screen within the lobby, so you'll be able to see the customizations more easy. But when you're in the lobby, the customizations often only come or show on the screen one at a time, so you have to really be watching that screen the whole time. And that's very important, so that if you see that the order taker has given you something incorrect in your order, you can fix that right away. And you can also see the price of each addition to your choices. So let's say you want a McDouble with mac sauce, that's going to be like 30-40 cents extra on your McDouble. Then when you get your receipt, you're like, oh, you guys charged me extra for the mac sauce. Yeah, that's how they get their money. It's a ripoff. That's why you're not supposed to ask for anything extra on your sandwiches. It's up to you, though. After you've given your meals, you can go on to the single items, often from the dollar menu or the etc. menu. These include McDoubles, McChickens, salads, fruit walnut salads, additional drinks, additional sandwiches, and etc. Make sure that you give the customization to each sandwich as you choose that sandwich. After you've done given everything to your order as well as the customizations, and you've made sure that the screen is correct throughout your order, tell the order taker that your order is over, that you are done, say, and that's everything. And if you're in lobby, make sure you tell them, don't wait for them to ask, is that for here to go? Make sure you tell them that your order is either for here or to go. Do not tell them at the beginning of the order, because more often than not, the program waits until you're done with their order to tell the people that are making the order that it's for here to go. So tell them at the end of the order. Say, that's everything, and that's for here. Or, I don't want anything else, that's to go. Wait patiently, pay attention to the price when they tell you the price, and give them the money. Depending on whether you're in the lobby or in drive-thru, you may have to wait to give them the money. That's why it's important to pay attention to the price. If they tell you it's $10.60 and you give them $10 because you weren't paying attention to what they told you, and then that awkward moment where they're waiting for you to give them that extra 60 cents and they don't want to be like, hey, give me more money, you owe me more money. Nobody wants to be in that moment. So pay attention to the price. You don't have to deal with awkwardness. After you've paid and gotten your change and or card back, now you wait patiently for the food to come. That's pretty much the general gist of the order. Now we're going to go into more specifics about how to give your order, whether you're eating in or going through the drive-thru. Going through the drive-thru is usually faster than eating in, as have been stated earlier in this video. But it takes a more knowledgeable person to go through the drive-thru. So before you decide, oh, I'm ready for the drive-thru, I'm going to go do it, think about it and ask yourself these questions. 1, do you have a pretty good idea about what you want from your order? If the answer is yes, you may be ready for the drive-thru. Ask yourself, have I been to McDonald's before? If the answer is no, don't go through the drive-thru. Don't ask them what is on a sandwich if you're going through the drive-thru. If you don't know what is on a sandwich, go inside, where an employee will happily answer your question as to what is on a sandwich to their greatest ability. Oftentimes, though, neither the order takers on the drive-thru or the order takers in lobby will have any idea what's on any sandwich, because McDonald's doesn't like to completely train their employees as to making the sandwiches and giving the orders, or taking the orders. So don't get mad if they don't know, and they have to ask for help. You made the choice in going to McDonald's. Anyway, so if you're not quite ready for the drive-thru, that's alright. Go eat in. I'd suggest go eating in at least 5 to 6 times before you take on the drive-thru challenge. So go inside. First thing, as you walk into the door, check your wallet. You want to make sure that there's money in your wallet, and or that you have your wallet, because after you order after you give your order, and then you check your pants, and you don't have your wallet, what are you gonna do? Go out to the car, come back, waste a good minute and a half of their time, the people behind you, because when they're on the order, they can't just exit out of that order or put it to the side and then continue on with the next order. No, they have to finish that order. So make sure you have your wallet on you. Get in line, if there is a line. While you're in line, you can check out the menu, decide what you want, let your kids decide what they want, let your date decide what they want. Make sure you know what you want before you get to the order. Does that make sense? Okay. If there is no line, take your time. Check out the menu. Check out any specials they have. Before you give your order, make sure to ask the order taker for any specifications that you have or questions that you may have on the menu or any specials that they have. After you've decided what you want, get in line, if there is no line, if that makes sense. Or wait patiently in line until you get to the order taker. After you get to the order taker, again, listen to if they ask you any questions, and this is optional again if you want to answer the question or not. Then you move on with the order. You give your order as explained how to do so previous in this video. Eden. Forgot. My bad. And make sure you pay with money or your credit card or debit card, whatever it may be. That's the beautiful thing about eating in. You get to decide if you want to pay with cash, change, if you want to be that person that brings out a bag of all nickels to pay for a $10 order, or with your credit card, which is so much faster. Fast food, fast paying, kind of makes sense, but it's up to you. Then, after you've paid, they will oftentimes give you your drinks. If you have any sodas, you can go get them yourselves. You can do this while you're moving out of the way so that the next person in line can have their order taken. This is a very important step, because if you stand there at the cash register while they're making your order, then the next person cannot have their order taken. The thing about McDonald's is so many things are going on at once that it's important that all the little cogs are working together. So if one person just decides, oh, I'm gonna wait here, and I don't feel like getting out of line, even though I already have my order taken. The person behind them can't get their order in, so by the time they get your order to you, there's not another order being made. that person could have had their order made while you were waiting there. Anyway, let's get out of the way. Fill whatever sodas you may want, or drinks, etc. And usually by the time you pick a table and whatnot, get everyone settled in, they'll have your food ready for you. And of course, maybe they won't. So then you just wait out of the way, and you wait for them to get your food for you. When they have your food ready for you, they will often look at you, or usually if you're eating in, they'll have your receipt on the tray, which, by the way, you shouldn't take the receipt off the tray, because that's what they use to know exactly what you have in your order or what you don't have in your order, and they use that to complete your order. So leave your receipt on your tray. If your order is to go, then take your receipt and use that as confirmation when they bring that order out. Take the food. Whether that is on a tray or in a bag, take the food and get out of the way. The next optional step is to thank the order taker for the time that they've given you. Of course, they're getting paid for what they do, so it's up to you if you want to actually thank them or not. But they're getting paid minimum wage, which oftentimes is what they deserve, but sometimes it's not. Anyway, sit down, eat your food, and or leave. Some eat-in etiquette that you should have: if you drop something on the floor, something about the size of a fry or bigger, you should really pick it up. You can use a napkin so you don't have to wash your hands afterwards. It's just annoying when there's tons of food under the seats and you have to try to get it with a broom. Again, it's up to you. If you drop something on the table, put it on your tray and throw it away. Oftentimes, it's nice to take a napkin and just, clean off your table. Just wipe it off. That's fine. You don't have to. It just makes it faster for the person coming out to clean the lobby. To me, it kind of feels weird to not clean up after myself. It seems like it's really lazy to not do so, and you might argue that it's people's jobs to clean up after you. But it just seems kind of rude to make someone do that. At least in my opinion. You might have a different opinion. You might not have a soul and not care about what any other people do for you. So you should really decide that for yourself. I apologize that my screen keeps turning black for a second, so then lighting gets off or whatever. I forgot to change that setting on my computer before I started this video, but that's alright. Anyway, so now, after you've done many eat-in attempts, you may be ready for the drive-thru. Now you're in your car, going to McDonald's. One thing to check is oftentimes when you're getting in line for the drive-thru, it'll make you go around the McDonald's itself, or at least a side or two of the McDonald's. Excuse me. A side or two of the McDonald's. You should check out the McDonald's. Check out what it has. Does it have a playpen? Does it have 2 windows? Does it have 2 drive-thru lanes? The thing about drive-thru is the people that work on the drive-thru are often doing 3 or 4 things at once. Sometimes, when you go through a lane, there will be 2 or 3 people with a headset on for that lane. Most of the time, 2 of those 3 people will be doing something else, and they won't be able to take that order. Sometimes they will be able to take that order. Depending on the time that you get to McDonald's, there may only be 1 person with that headset on. If you go through the first drive-thru lane, which is more usually the one closest to the store, that's going to be drive-thru lane 1. The person that you talk to is often going to be the person that takes your money at the first window. If you go during lunch or dinner or something like that, they may have a second person working there as well, so that you'll be talking to a different person who's taking your order than the person taking your money. But more often than not, they're supposed to have both headsets on, or they're both supposed to have the same headset on. Anyway, The moral of the story is that there's two different lanes, two different frequencies for the headsets. So the person that you talk to taking your order may be a different person than who takes your money, or that you see at the window, or that you see at all. Keep that in mind, because if you don't like the person that took your order, that's no excuse to be rude to the person taking your money or giving you your order. Anyway, if there's only one window, though, then you're probably going to be talking to the same person, or, again, it might be someone else with the same frequency on, but they probably will have been listening to your order. Now, after you have checked out the model of the McDonald's, if you will, go through whichever lane is open. Oftentimes, there's only one, at the intersection of the lanes, only one car can go through at a time. So if there's a line at the first drive-through lane, and you want to wait in that line, and you're at the intersection now, there's no one in drive-through 2, or the second lane, then you're clogging people up behind you that could have been going through the second drive-through lane. What that does is it makes it so that when more people get in line, and that line clogs up, as soon as that line opens up, tons of cars come through. When tons of cars come through, more often than not, the people in the store are not ready for such a rate of orders, if you will. So, orders slow down, the orders come out slower, people might have to wait a little bit longer to get their order taken, people get upset. Just go to whichever lane is open, please. Now, oftentimes when you're waiting in line behind the car in front of you that is getting their order taken, you can see at least part of the menu. Check out the menu, see if what you want is still on the menu. An example of such is Shamrock Shakes. They're a seasonal thing at most McDonald's. So, if you decide, oh, I'm only coming through for a Shamrock Shake, check out the menu, it's not there. Then don't go through the drive-thru and ask, hey, do you guys have Shamrock Shakes? Don't waste their time. If you see that it's not there, go inside and ask the people there where they have the time for that. Don't hold up the people behind you by asking, is there Shamrock Shakes? Oh, well, do you still have the McRib? Oh, well, geez, you guys really suck. And then leave. Just go. Just leave. Anyway. Wait patiently for the order taker to address you once you pull up. Oftentimes they'll be doing something else, such as taking the money of somebody else, taking somebody else's money, or handing out an order, or putting an order together. Stupid screen. So take your time. Wait patiently. Don't, as soon as you drive up, it will often take a good second or two from the time that you stop moving to the beep in their headset telling them that there's a car in their lane. Don't drive up and say, hello, hello, is anybody there? Hello, why don't you answer me? Like, wait a little bit. If it's been 10, 15 seconds, there might be a malfunction in the system. Ask them if anybody's there, and they may answer. Ask politely, be like, hey, I'm just checking to make sure someone's in there. Don't say, hey, where are you? Give them a break. Oftentimes, working the drive-thru is the most stressful part of working the McDonald's system. I'm going to revise that statement and say that working the drive-thru is always the most stressful part of working the McDonald's system. Once they address you, again, you have the option of being polite, answering their addression? Is that a word? Sure. With, hey, how's it going? Say, good. Give them your order. More often than not, they will say, hey, hi, welcome to McDonald's. They won't even give you their name. My bad. That was my thing. They'll say, hi, welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you? Then you just tell them your order. When you're giving them your order, it is important. It is so much more important in drive-thru than it is in lobby to check out your screen after every item that you say. You can give them a list of things to say, or a list of your order, and then Maybe it'll take them a little bit to put each item in, but eventually they'll get them in. If you notice something wrong, or if you say 2 small sodas, they only give you 1, something like that, then address it as soon as you see it. That's, of course, said lightly because sometimes they'll be putting in like a certain customization to your sandwich, or they'll put 2 sandwiches in the system and then do the customization to your sandwich. Give them a break, give them some time, be patient, but don't wait till the end of the order to address something that you noticed at the beginning of the order. Tell them when you are done with your order. It's more because they're not supposed to talk to you while you're giving your order unless it's a certain question that they have about your order. They're not supposed to ask you when you're done with your order. You're supposed to tell them. So when you say, okay, that's everything, that's fine. That's everything. I'm done. Something along those lines. They are supposed to ask you if everything on the screen is correct. Look at the screen, or if you've been looking at the screen the entire time and you know that everything on the screen is correct, then answer yes, it is. They'll tell you your total. Make sure you pay attention to that if you're paying cash. Then, pull up to the next window. Person will oftentimes greet you, hey, how's it going? Say good or something if you want to. Either way, have the money ready for them when you get to the order. It often helps if you're using cash to have a wingman, if you will. Someone in the passenger seat. Give them your wallet while you're driving, so that you're not going to hit anything, so they can get the money out and ready by the time you get to the window. When you're paying, going through the drive-thru, pay with your card, credit card, debit card, gift card, etc. Always. If you're paying with your cash, at least have the wallet out and ready and the cash, etc. out and ready. Always pay with your card. If you're paying with cash, pay with cash, not change. Don't do the bag of nickels thing when you're going through drive-thru. That's dirtbaggery. Wait till you get your change or card or farewell, and then pull up to the second window. Most times they won't tell you to pull up to the second window because you're expected to know. That's why when you drove around the McDonald's, you were supposed to check out how many windows there were. Pull up to the second window, or if there's only one window, wait for your order. Wait patiently for your order. Take your order. Again, optionally, you can say thank you to the person who gives you your order. Then drive away. Congratulations, you now know how to McDonald's. You now can be a functioning citizen of America and or any country that you may be a citizen of. Congratulations. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, etc. This is a series I'm trying out, a how-to for anything that I know how to do, teaching other people how to do so. So yeah, let me know how I did. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your mother-in-law, tell your dog. Thanks. McDonald's, yeah.